Getting a loan from the Small Business Administration, just got easier. The SBA eliminated several requirements as of last month that could attract new borrowers. Among them, no more personal resource test, and the SBA eliminated the 9-month rule for eligible project expenses, which allows businesses a longer time frame to organize and initiate their project. And joining us with more on the new rules from TMC Financing and Santiago. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
What is that personal finance rule? Explain that.
Well, previously, clients that had excess personal resources, SBA felt that those personal excess expenses had to be injected into a project before SBA participation. And that has now been eliminated, so it makes a lot more successful businesses eligible to participate in the program. We're opening it up and making more lenders or more clients able to participate in SBA financing.
So if you're fortunate enough to have your own resources, you don't necessarily have to put them on the line.
Correct.
In your business.
That's correct. The SBA is focusing on creating jobs, and if we help businesses retain their cash, then they're able to use that cash to expand their businesses, grow their businesses, and create jobs, and that's now the focus.
And these are real estate-based loans?
Correct.
Backed by real estate?
Correct. The 504 program is a program to help businesses expand or grow and open their own new businesses and purchase the real estate from where they're going to operate their businesses.
So these are actually, you can use them to purchase, it's not just, what about refinance? Can you do that too?
No, not under the 504. There is another program, the SBA 7A program, and you can do refinancing under that program, but not the 504 program.
Okay, what are some of the other changes that make these loans more attractive now?
The other rule is the 9-month rule, which you mentioned. And here we've had a lot of situations where a couple of years ago clients were thinking of starting their projects, so they incurred some initial expenses, say for their permitting, and then as the economy slowed down, they pulled back from the project. So up until now, there was a 9-month rule that you could only use expenses incurred within 9 months of the date of application could be applied toward your injection and toward the project. With the elimination of that rule, we now have a lot of clients that had postponed their projects and spent some money. Now they can use that money that they had previously spent and use it toward the project without losing those costs.
And are there any equity requirements on these loans?
Yes. Under the 504, the normal equity injection is 10%. We work together with banks, with lenders, and together with the SBA, we're able to provide up to 90% financing. So most clients only have to bring in 10%. If the project, however, is a special use, like a gas station or a motel, then SBA requires an additional 5%. If it's a startup, SBA requires 5% as well. So the most a client would have to bring in is 20%, and the SBA, in participation with another lender, would bring up to 80%.
So I saw that on there that there were firsts and seconds. It's not like a second as a down payment, though.
No, the first is the lender, the participating lender. They take a first lien position on the real estate, and they provide up to 50% of total project costs. Then the SBA comes in a second lien position, and we would do anywhere from 40 to 30%, depending on the equity requirement. And then a client would have to bring in either 10 to 20% as is the injection.
And your company facilitates this?
We facilitate the SBA piece. We're a certified development company. We are licensed by the Small Business Administration specifically to manage the SBA 504 program. To get this loan, you've got to come through a development company like ours. There's about 300 of us across the country, and we all do exactly the same thing. We're all regulated by the SBA and managed.
If you want to get an SBA loan, go see Ann or somebody else like her. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have this week, and in case you missed a story or want to watch past programs, check out our archives at mynews3.com. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you right here next week.